Hello, 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 brothers. Hello, sisters out there. How you doing? How you doing? Come on in, and come on in. Come on close to the front. Come on close to the front so we can get into this nice discussion tonight. You're going to enjoy what I'm going to talk about tonight, my brothers and sisters. You're going to enjoy this show tonight. We're going to have a light conversation tonight. It's not going to be that heavy. Maybe you could get a little laugh or two out of this particular show that we're going to talk about tonight. How you doing, Sister Flossie? You're enjoying Hancock down there. How you doing? Come on in, brothers and sisters. I hope that you're enjoying the music of my boy Genesis. He be kicking it every show. He be kicking it coming in, and he be kicking it going out. How you doing, Sister Deborah Scott? I see you enjoying Hancock down there. Come on in, brothers. Come on in, sisters. We're going to give a few more people opportunity to come on in so I can jump into this content. It's going to be good tonight, my brothers. It's going to be good. You're not going to get bored. You're not going to go to sleep. I guarantee you. Just stay with me. Just stay with me. Just stay with me. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We are about to jump into this content tonight. How you doing, brothers? How you doing, sisters out there? I hope that you all are doing well. For those of you, this might be your first time watching this particular broadcast. Let me introduce myself. My name is Tony M. Toomer, and I talk about relationships. When I talk about relationship, my brothers and sisters, how you doing, my little sister Renee? When I talk about relationship, my brothers and sisters, I talk about relationship about men and women from a biblical perspective. When I say a biblical perspective, I strictly basically talk about relationship between a man and a woman. How you doing, mother? That's how God, that's how God organized it for it to be. God started the world out with a man and a woman. So that's what I strictly and truly believe in. If you don't believe in that type of relationship, brother and sister, you have a free will. You can do whatever you decide to do. I'm not going to tell you what to do. You got a free will. But as for what I talk about on this platform, I talk about the relationship between a man and a woman. Those of you that are in, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Come on up close. We got some seats out there. Go ahead and grab your bag of popcorn and soda. We got plenty of it. Courtesy of Sister Flo Harvey Martin. She's going to always make sure we enjoy this show with a little popcorn and sodas. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Guess what, my brothers? Guess what, my sister? We're going to talk tonight. We're going to talk about you brothers. We're going to talk about you brothers and your approach to a woman. As a matter of fact, tonight's show is called How a Man Should Approach a Real Woman. It's not how a man should approach a woman. It's how a man should approach a real woman. Do you know what a real woman is, brothers? Do you really know? So we about to jump into this. How a man should approach a real woman. Now, how you doing, Sister Cheryl Smith? Now, my brothers, and let me tell you that, my brother, this is not no dump off on you. As you know, I talk about brothers in your face. I talk about sisters in your face. It just depends on what type of content I'm talking about tonight. It might lean more to one gender than the other. So tonight, brother, I'm spotlighting you, and I'm spotlighting your approach to a woman. Not women, but a woman. How you doing, Sister Barbara? How you doing, Sister Jane? Now, brothers, there are a lot of you out there, brothers, that you think that you are a collector. A lot of you brothers out there, you think that you're a collector. I know what that feel like, because I thought I was one in my younger days. I'm not a collector now. But when I was young, foolish, dumb, didn't know what I was doing. I thought I knew what I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing. How you doing, Sister Carmen? I just thought that I just knew it all. But I did not know it all like a lot of you brothers. Some of you brothers right now, You are 30, 40, 50, and it's bad to say. Some of you are 60 and 70 years old. You trying to be a player from the Himalayas. But, brother, you're wasting your time. A lot of you brothers out there, you think it's a real good thing when you are collecting up different women. Let me tell you what happened, brothers, when you collect a whole bunch of women. You see, you got to understand that all women are emotional, right? If a woman is emotional, that means that the more women you get, you're going to deal with different mentalities. You're going to deal with a lot of women that go by their feelings now. So you're going to have to, you call yourself trying to juggle women. And some of you say, all women are the same. No, all women aren't the same. They might do some things that are similar, but they don't do all things that the same. So you're up there trying to juggle women, brother. And let me tell you what happens when you're trying to juggle women. You're going to lose your mind up in here, up in here. You're going to lose your emotions because somebody want this, somebody want that. You're going to lose your the physical thing because one woman might want to do the physical thing with you here and you finish with that one over here. Then you go to another one. She might want to do some physical thing. I'm just being real about it. And then a lot of you, another thing what a lot of you brothers doing, player from the Himalayas, those of you that want to be a player, you, my brother, you're going to suffer financially too. So you brothers out there, you're not nowhere close to King Solomon. King Solomon, he tried it. He tried to collect women. He had 1,000 at one time. Up under one roof, basically. Brother, none of us is like King Solomon, but even King Solomon, the wisest man in the world, he failed. You can't deal with a whole bunch of women, brothers. I'm telling you that. You can't do it. You might think your name is Dawn Warren or Valentino and all these other people, but you can't do it. Now, approaching a woman, or should you approach just a woman, or should you approach a real woman? Brother, what you need to do when it comes to approaching a real woman, you have to do certain things when it comes to approaching a real woman. Those of you that are coming in, tonight's topic is how a man should approach a real woman. First and foremost, brother, before you approach a real woman, not women plural, but a real woman, you must have yourself completely together before you even thinking about approaching a real woman. What do I mean by complete together? I got a few things to say about that. First of all, brother, do you have somewhere to stay on your own? Do you have somewhere to stay on your own? Can you take care of yourself? If you incorporate a woman into your life, can you provide for that woman? Can you provide for her? If you barely providing for yourself, you don't even need to think about no woman. Do you live with your mama? If you living with your mama, don't even think about it. That woman is not going to want to come to your mama's house and go down in the basement. No, most women, real women, they want you to be able to have your own place. Not your mama. Do you stay with one of your guy friends? So you roommate, you ain't ready for no woman. You splitting your bill with another man. You're not ready. Another thing, are you living with another woman? If you living with another woman, brother, you definitely ain't ready for it. So if you're living with your mama, if you're living with some of your guy friends, if you're living with another woman, and another thing too, some of you brothers, if you staying in a boarding house, you still ain't ready because you can't even really take care of yourself. And this is no foreign intended. How you doing, Sister Twyla? How you doing, Sister Karen? I'm just telling you, brother, if you're not completely ready for a woman, you're not. You ain't got nowhere to stay. Secondly, what type of resources are you getting? You got to have adequate resources. You understand? You got to have the resources. I'm not saying being wealthy. I'm not saying being rich. Okay? But you got to be able to maintain a steady flow of income. You want your lights on. You want everything to be on and operated, so when that woman go to sleep at night, the woman that you supposed to be serious about, committed to, in a covenant relationship, you want that woman to go to bed at night, and you want that woman to close her eye with a smile on her face. That's what you want every night. Now, how should a man approach? And another thing, can you protect that woman? Or would you prefer her, when danger comes, you want to let her take it on? Can you step up to the plate and take over something that's threatening your relationship, or something controversial? If your woman trying to take care of a controversial situation, can you step in and take over on behalf of her? So, do you have somewhere to stay? Do you have some income? Can you protect this woman? And above all, are you willing to invest in her and cultivate love in her? Those are the 4 basics. But before you get to that, how should you approach a real woman? How should you approach a real woman? Okay, number 1, how you approach a woman. This is what you do, especially if it's like in public. Brothers, it's very, very important about eye contact. You have to get eye contact with that woman. How things are today, some women, they might be talking on the phone. They might have some earplugs on or whatever. You got to do something, whereas you get eye contact with the woman. This is very important, like I say, if it's in public. I'm talking basically to you, a lot of you single brothers out there. I'm not talking to the married brother. I'm not talking to the married sister. It primarily you single brothers. When you are approaching a single woman, that's a key thing. A single woman, and you are single. What do I mean, brother, when I talk about single? Are you in any type of relationship affiliated with a woman? And it's a whole bunch of relationships, brother. If you are calling yourself got a woman, you per se are in a relationship. Okay? If you are in a situationship, you per se are in a relationship. If you're separated from your wife, you are in a relationship. If you claim to have a girlfriend and y'all going through problems and you somewhere else and she somewhere else, if the ties uncut, you are not single. Understand? If you're going through a divorce, you are not single. And the same thing too, sister. Everything that I just listed, single means single. And this is what I mean by single, brother. Are you single? That means you are not affiliated with no woman. Or you're a widow. Okay? You used to be married, now you're a widow. So but you still don't have no ties to no woman. And the same thing too for that woman when it comes to entertaining a man. How you doing, Sister Michelle? Sister Michelle said, if you are separated, you are still married. Amen. Amen. You are. Now, brothers, when you approach a woman, you got to get eye contact with her. I'm going to tell you something, brother. You need to peep this out. If you get eye contact with a woman, you see, it's said that men go for attraction. Women like attraction too. But they like words work more with women than their attraction. Okay, we could get captivated how a woman look, how she look physically. You know, she could have this little pretty face, this little nice shape, depending on what shape she is. Cause some guys like petite women, some guys like those plus size women, whatever your preference is, brother. You got to get this eye contact with this woman. When you get eye contact with this woman, if she give you eye contact, you're somewhat on your way. I'm not saying you all the way on your way. You're somewhat on your way if you get eye contact. If a woman look at you, brother, just let's say for instance you walk by, if you are appealing to her, she's not gonna just look at you and look away. She's gonna look at you more than just a half of a second. She's gonna really look at you, okay? And that's just like, brother, if you are at some type of gathering where other people at, let's go into let's just use this scenario. Yeah, adjustable 7. Let's just go to this scenario. Just let's say, for example, there's this event, brother. You at this event and this woman is at the event, okay? I could use two situations, but number one, you're at this, let's say you at this formal setting, right? You're at the formal setting and you sitting at this particular table and this woman sitting at a particular table. You look across, you look at another table and you looking at her, right? She could be talking to someone next to her because you know they're going to be talking. She could be talking to someone next to her and then she look up and she look at you. And she lock eye. It ain't like she talking to a friend and she look at you and then she start back talking. No, she actually look at you. It's this certain look a woman gives you when she find you somewhat attractive, right? Now, let's say for example, throughout the night, you see this woman looking at you. Then it get to the point where y'all playing these little eye games, right? What do I mean by the eye game? She look at you, you look at her, right? So if y'all doing the little eye game thing, that's somewhat telling you that she got a little interest in you, okay? Now, you don't give her no thirsty look, brother. What do I mean by no thirsty look? You don't look at her as if you need some water. What do I mean water? You are very thirsty, and you all know what I'm talking about. You're very thirsty. Instead of looking at this woman's eyes, you looking at her breasts and all that kind of stuff. Don't do that. And whatever you do, my brother, don't do the LL Cool J thing. Don't do the LL Cool J. You're not LL Cool J. Some of you all saying, what is LL Cool J? I'm about to show you. You all familiar with LL Cool J, the former rapper, right? What LL Cool J used to do for you women? You know, LL Cool J used to do this all the time. Don't lick your lips at that woman because you giving her another message when you start licking your lips. I can understand that. That's right, Sister Jan. I can understand that your lips dry, but if your lips too dry, what you need to do, brother, you need to have some chapstick if you got a problem with your lip. But don't be doing the tongue game with no woman. Now, she giving you eye contact. And let me tell you something, brother. Once the woman give you good eye contact, this is where a warm smile come in. Smile at her. Don't look at her like you crazy and stuff like that. Just give her a little smile like, you know, probably nod your head. You know, give her a little short smile. And if you and her still playing these eye contact games, if it's a woman, called most women like a sense of humor. Most of them like a sense of humor, okay? So you and this lady, y'all playing this eye contact game, right? And you gave her a warm smile, and y'all still doing this Google eye stuff, right? And we got this setting, right? How you doing, Sister Brenda, baby? And we got this little setting. So if a woman got a good sense of humor, brother, you need to do something like she might know you a little bit. Look at Sister Michelle said wing. She might do something like this. If this woman got a sense of humor and you all, let's say you got a little swag, brother. You got a little swag and you kind of serious like, but this is what would really throw this woman off. If she got a sense of humor and you got a sense of humor, this would totally throw her off. If you do something comical like, or something like that, you just do it like brief, something like that, then you get all back cool again. She might laugh a little bit. Then in this woman's mind, she said, okay, he got a little swag and everything, and also he got a little sense of humor. And if you see her laughing, you on your way a little bit. Okay, now, the next thing you're supposed to do, brother, is you need to walk up to this woman. When you walk up to the woman, you need to mention something about the environment that you're in. So let's say, for instance, you walk up to her, and it's like a social setting. You just walk up to her. You walk up to her and mention what's going on. Little Brenda baby said, I wiggle my ear like Doris Day, yeah. But anyway, Carol Burnett do that kind of stuff too. But anyway, you walk up to her and you start talking about the environment. Like you start, instead of going directly at the woman, brother, What you do is just talk about what's going on. That was a nice speaker, stuff like that. What you think of, what you think about that speaker? The speaker was real nice and stuff. You just talk about the environment first, right? So what you're doing, you're getting her very comfortable, right? You're getting her comfortable. But one thing, brother, when you get close to the woman, don't get into her invisible space, because we all have those invisible space. So don't get too close to her. That's right. Sister Michelle said, laugh to disarm. You see, she know what I'm talking about. So you got to have a little sense of humor. And when you walk over there, you still got eye contact with her. When you have eye contact with the woman, you still smile every now and then. And so while you smiling and stuff, and you tell a little joke, hopefully it ain't too dry, just try to loosen her up. You loosen her up, but don't get into her space. When I say her space, it's just like how I am to you all right now. If you in front of a woman, you like this. Don't do like this, brother. Don't get all in her face like that. Just have a little room. When you walk up to a brother, don't have your hands in your pocket. Don't walk up to her with your arms like that. And if she has her arm like that, what she basically telling you, she already got a barrier between you. Want to disarm her. That's what you want to do. You did want to disarm her. So when you can read, you got to be able to read her body language. While you talking to her, you got to be able to read her body language. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. You got to, Jan said, close off. You got to be able to read her body language. When you read her body language, brother, and I'm going to say something, I'm going to tell you about another situation, okay? For those of you that go to clubs, that's right, take your time. For those of you some of you brothers still going to clubs and stuff, right? Let me tell you about the club scene. You go to a club, and most of the time you go to a club, you're going to see a group of women together. Very rarely does a woman go to a club or something by herself, okay? Now, I'm not endorsing you to go to no club looking for no woman, brother. I'm not endorsing that. I'm just giving a hypothetical when it comes to social gathering. If you go to a club, and you go to the club, and you see this woman. Now, I ain't gonna tell you all about that until I get to a later point. Then I'm going to tell you about the club scene. So scratch that, and I'll get to that a little later. Now, when you want to know more about this lady, okay, you had the eye contact, and once you had the eye contact, you give them a little warm smile. You having that little sense of humor going on. Let me see. Michelle said right before, because you don't know how she's connected yet. Right. Proceed with caution. Jan said when a woman enters, she play. Jan, that's right. A woman play with her hair, brother. Jan is on it. Jan is on it. Brother, when a woman is interested in you, that's right, Jan. Amen, amen. Subconsciously sometimes, brother, they start playing with their hair. They might not realize it. They start twirling their hair and stuff. And sometimes they may slightly look away from you, but they're going to get back in direct eye contact with you. Brenda said, I'm on the other hand always floating along. I'll be looking for an eagle. Okay. But yeah, like Jan said, they play with their hair, brother. And that's right, they look away when she laughs. That's right, they do that so they're engaged with you. These sisters know what I'm talking about. They know exactly what I'm talking about, brother. So what you do, brother, when you start asking a woman a question, you just don't boom her with questions. What you need to do, you need to ask for permission to ask a question. You got to be cool. You don't want to be forceful. You set it up, say, do you mind if I ask you a question or two? Do you mind if I ask you a few questions? That's if you just meet someone, out in public or whatever. If you're really, really interested in that woman, I must put it that way. Now, when you and this woman are talking, you need to find out what her status is before, so you can know your strategy, brother. You need to find out what this woman's status is. Hopefully she's telling you the truth, because a lot of you brothers out there lie a lot, and a lot of you sisters out there lie a lot. Brilliant said, I ain't looking away. I let him know He's being examined. Okay, Miss Scientist, right doing. Yeah, and don't act thirsty. When you start, you ask the woman for permission. Sheriff said, I thought the same thing. You ask for permission to ask questions. And she more than likely she might give you the green light. If you engage with a good conversation, she's going to do it. Let me give you a situation. If I was out in public and I seen a woman that's attractive, okay? Let's hypothetically speaking, I'm gonna give you all a piece of my history, right? I'm gonna give you a page of my history. This is what I did one time. I was at the filling station, right? And this senorita, she pulled up in her car, right? She pulled up in her car. So when the senorita pulled up in her car, she got out. All the things she was doing, she was coming to get some gas, right? I was on a pump. She was on a pump. And I was checking the sister out, I was checking her out. I didn't look at her like I was a stalker. Nothing. I would look, and then she'll look at me. I'll look at her, and then she was still getting her gas, and then I could see her side eyeing me. I could see her still looking at your brother, right? So I walked over there like Rico Suave. I walked over there, and the first thing I was doing, brother, when I walked over there, I looked at her hand first. I was seeing did she have a wedding ring on or an engagement ring. She didn't have none of that on. But that still don't mean she's not married or she's engaged, because some women, they could be pissed off and then took those rings out, right? So I went over there, and I'm going to make this short. I went over there, and I talked about the environment, because we were giving each other eyes and stuff, right? And then let me tell you this. Remember I said the little comical part, when I was pumping gas, when she kept looking at me, and then when I seen her side eye, and this what y'all brother did. I seen her looking at me out the side of her eye, her peripheral bit, and I did like this. That's it. And then she just started laughing. So I knew right then she was looking. So I walked over there, and she was still, the best pump my gas. Then I went over there, and I started talking to this senorita, right? So when I went over there, I said, hey, may I ask you a few questions if you don't mind? And she said, yeah. And she was still giggling, right? So I already knew I had passed the eye contact, and I did the little humor thing. So I said, hey, are you in a relationship? And she said, well, no, I'm not in a relationship. I said, are you so you're saying you're not married? So she said she's not married. Okay, that's one thing I wanted to hear. She said she wasn't married. Then I said, are you living with anyone? She said, no, I'm not living with one. It's getting good. And then I said, well, are you dating? She said, no, I'm not dating. And then I said, I don't want to be rude, but my name is Tony Toomer. And she said, what? And then, before I said that, I'm getting it all twisted. I said, what is your name? And she told me her name. I know, you all want to know what her name is. Who want to know what her name is? I'm not going to tell you. But anyway, she said, I said, what your name is? And she told me, and she said, what your name is and what do you do? You see, if a woman is not interested in you, brother, they don't even want to know your name. They don't even want to know your name. What they want to do is for you to leave. I'm going to tell you another thing, too, about women in the eye contact, brother. If this woman not feeling you, look at Cheryl said Nancy Pelosi. If this woman not feeling you, she don't give you no eye contact. If a woman see you coming, brother, you need to peek this out, brother. If a woman see you coming, and she started looking somewhere, like she started doing all this kind of stuff, that means she don't want you coming. She don't want you coming. If she started looking around, she don't want you coming. That's for some of you brothers, some of you thirsty brothers. She don't want you to come. Bye. But back to my story. We got engaged. We were just talking about several things, right? So she told me she was not in a relationship, and at that particular time, I was not in a relationship. How you doing, Sister Connie? For those of you that are coming in tonight, topic, how a man should approach a real woman. So we kept conversing. We kept conversing. And this is a very important thing, brother. Listen to what I'm saying. You see, contrary to popular belief, a lot of you brothers, what y'all want to do, you want to ask the woman for her number. That's a no-no. Don't ask a woman for her number. And I'm going to expound to you, not explain to you what I mean by don't ask the woman for her number. One thing, you don't know her. She don't know you. You see, you done did most of everything. You understand what I'm saying, brother? You have done mostly everything. You initiate the eye contact. You did the little humor part. You walked over to her. You led the conversation. You were leading the question. You were doing all the lead work. Now, this is what you do. You give her a little simple task. That's all you do, because you want to see whether this woman gonna be one of those women that you have to do everything, or she going to reciprocate. So what you do? This is what I did. I used to have a card on me, brothers. I used to have cards. You know what I mean? I used to have a card, and they might, for you single brother, they might call $20 for a couple of hundred cards. That don't mean you give out all your cards, brother. I'm just telling you. I had a card, so I didn't add to her telephone number. So our conversation was flowing, right? So I said, and I'm paraphrasing. I said, well, it was nice talking to you, and I held my hand out, and she held her hand out. And we shook hands, and I did the classic move. I turned like I was about to walk off. If you all remember this, if you all used to look at The Young and the Restless, you all remember that character called Victor Newman. You remember Victor Newman? I did a sweet Vic move on her. You know, when Victor Newman used to leave, he never said bye. Victor Newman never said bye. If you all can recall, when Victor Newman, I know a lot of you all used to look at The Young and the Restless. Some of you probably still doing it. If you all ever noticed, Victor Newman had on a black suit. As a matter of fact, I had on all black that day, so I did my sweet Victor Newman move. What I did, I just turned away from her. You know, I shook her hand. I said, "It's nice meeting you," and then I didn't say bye or nothing. I just turned and put my hand in my pocket and started walking away. And she said, hey. And then you see, she didn't see it, my brother, so she didn't see it. Then I said to myself, you got her, boy. And then I turned around and I went where she was at. And I said, yeah. She said, we were having a real good conversation. Do you normally talk to women like this? I feel so comfortable talking to you. I said, you do? She said, yes, I feel very comfortable talking to you. Tony Toomer? I said, you remember that? Yes, Tony Toomer. And then I said, okay. I said, you know what? I reached into my little pocket and I said, hey, here go my card. I said, whenever you feel like talking and you want to get to know one another again, give me a call sometime. It's at your convenience. At your convenience, give me a call. So I did the Victor Newman again. I didn't say bye or nothing. I just walked away. A few days went by. It could have been a week. I was driving in my car. I was just driving. I would listen to the radio. Yeah. And then my phone rang, right? My phone rang. And I picked up the phone. And before I could say hello, she hung up the phone, right? So I said, this is an unusual number. I ain't never seen this number before. So I did. Hello? Hello? Who is this? This is Sweet. You see, y'all still want to know the name, don't you? This is Sweet. Oh, Sweet. Well, do I know you? Yes, Tony Toomer. You remember that day at the filler station? Oh, yeah. What's up? Well, you remember you told me whenever I feel comfortable or whatsoever to call you. Now, what are you about? I said, do you really want to know what I'm about? Yes, that's why I called. I said, sister, you didn't call. You hung up. You were playing that game. You hung up. You was hoping that I called you back. So I called you back. I said, you know what? We need to meet. When we need to meet. This is what you have to do, bro. You got to take charge, okay? We need to meet tonight at this particular place at this time. Are you down with it? Yes, I'm down with it. Look at Shell. If it was Cinderella, it was Snow White. And that's what happened in that situation. That's what I'm telling you, brother. Don't ask a woman for her number. Give her a card. Or better yet, if you don't have a card, what you could do is, if it seems like you are all having an engaging conversation, what you need to do is give her your number some kind of way, okay? You know, if she come, more than likely she got a cell phone, say, I want you to put this number there, or you can ask her. You can say, hey, can I hold your cell phone for a moment? If she give you her cell phone, and that's a good sign too, because if she really feeling you, she might just give you her cell phone, even though she doesn't know you. So when she gave me her cell phone, no, not she, but I'm just telling you, if a woman give you a cell phone, go ahead, put your number there, put your name, and lock the number in. And then you back off and give her an opportunity. If she want to call you, she's gonna call you. If she not, she not. So what you eliminate, you're eliminating two things. You're eliminating that woman from feeling a little pressure, and you're also allowing that woman to process what just happened, and she'll call you. Okay, so this is one of the steps to take, brother, if you're looking for a real woman. So you don't want to be out there just carrying on conversation with every woman you see, because you're gonna always see attractive women, brother. So your goal is not women. Your goal is a real woman. Now, there's another thing that comes with this too, brother. This is a section called women that play hard to get. There are some women that's going to play the game. You got to understand this game. You may go through some of these same previous things that I've talked about the eye contact, the warm smile, the walk. You have to walk up and do the environment thing. Now, there are some women. Sister Brown said, give her a cell phone and tell her to answer when it rings. That's smooth. That's right. Thank you, brother. Then, so what it is, let me tell you something why some women play hard to get. Listen to what I'm saying, brother. And some of you sisters, if you're honest, you will check some of this out. These are 6 reasons why some women play hard to get. They actually might be interested in you. But number one reason why some women play hard to get is because they don't want to appear to be easy. They don't want to appear to be easy, because a lot of women, they are brought up and they are taught, don't make it easy for the man. Because most of them are taught they just want to get in your panties. That's what a lot of women are taught. That's what they're told. Or you just don't want no man to find that you easy. Even though if the woman, she might be interested in you, but she's not gonna like. She might, on the inside, brother, she might be like, Auntie said correct, she might be thrilled that you're talking to her, but she might put on a poker face, you know. She'll still smile at you. She'll still twirl her hair still, like Sister Jan say, but she's not going to seem so eager. That's number one. She don't want to appear to be easy. And another thing, brother, you need to be in tune with why some women play hard to get. She might be exercising her options, especially if she's an attractive woman. Because the more attractive the woman is, now it's two sides to this coin. A lot of attractive women, it's some guys that own them. And she might be weighing her options to see which man should I deal with. So that's why some women, they might not be so going home, because she's attractive. She might be attracted to you, but she got other suitors that's following after her. You know what I mean? So she might. And then on another thing too, some of these, there are a lot of sisters that are highly attractive, but some guys, they're afraid to approach highly attractive women. And they are afraid because they don't want to be rejected. So some of you sisters that are very highly attractive, and you trying to figure out why a man won't approach me, because some men, they are intimidated by how some women look. You understand? Some guys are afraid, some of you sisters, they are afraid because of how you look. It's not that you look mean. Some of you do be looking mean. And I'm telling you about that looking mean. Some of you sisters, you have a mean mug on your face. Like you don't want to be bothered. And sometimes you might not realize it. So some of you sisters that are interested in probably having a man approach you, you got to remove that mean look. But you might not be mean, but you got that mean mug. So my assignment for some of you single sisters that want a man to approach you, look in the mirror and do some smile exercises. You know, and take and make that come up. Don't you know it takes more muscles to make that frown than a smile, sister? So look. If you desire to be in a relationship, you got to appear to be approachable. You understand? You got to be approachable. And now, like I was saying, some of you brothers, some women, some don't highly attractive women. Some guys, they want to talk to guys. And let me tell you this. I have, in my lifetime, most of the women that I have talked to have been attractive. Whether it was a brief moment, or it could have been a real relationship. But most women that I have actually went out with, had time with, most of the women that I have dealt with, all of these women are attractive. All of them was attractive. I was not afraid to approach a woman. I was not. But some of you brothers, sometimes when you approach a very highly attractive woman, a lot of times they want to be approached, and they be wondering, why no man don't want to talk to me? But then you get these other women, they're not even adjustable 7. And all these men running after these women. When I talk about appearance, you got these highly attractive women, that's 8, 9, and 10 if you just look at them. Then you got these women don't even make it to the adjustable 7. These women, when you just look at them, they 1, 2s, and 3s. But they got a lot of confidence. You know what I mean? And another thing too, these highly attractive women, a lot of them, brother, they will talk to you. If you're not scared. If you're scared, say you're scared. If your name Chicken Little, you're a chicken. Don't be afraid to approach a highly attractive woman. Because a lot of times, those highly attractive women, they have good conversations. They do. They have good conversation. And a lot of those highly attractive women, they will treat you nice. They will. Some of you, bro, you think those highly attractive women, you call them stuck up. Some of them, they're not stuck up. Some of them are. But a lot of them are not stuck up. You afraid, some of you brothers are afraid to walk up to a woman that got herself together. You know why? Because she knows how to dress. That's another thing. They know how to dress. They don't flaunt a lot of their body parts. They know how to dress. It ain't nothing wrong with, I know a lot of you always say, here I was talking about boobs and stuff. Yeah, I talk about boobs. It ain't nothing wrong with a woman getting a little air down there, but sister, don't have, I get tired of these people calling me while they know I be doing my show. It ain't nothing wrong with a woman getting a little air down there. It ain't nothing wrong, but don't show everything. By the way, I'm glad this happened. I'm glad this happened. And let me tell you what happened. Stop calling me. Don't you see I'm busy? But anyway, let me tell y'all what happened when I talk about boobs. I'm talking about boobs. And Auntie know what I'm talking about because she saw what I seen this past weekend. Auntie know what I'm about to say. We was at this birthday party. Cinderella was there. Yes, I am about to do it, Auntie. Cinderella was there. My wife. Auntie was there too. She was sitting by me. And like I said, it's nothing wrong with a woman getting some air in her cleavage. But it's something wrong when you see the woman boobs and her nipples. I seen it later. The outfit she had on, it was a sheer material. The lady walked around And you see Auntie laughing. She know I'm telling the truth. Brother and sister, the woman nipples was showing. And I ain't talking about no imprint on the blouse. I'm talking about you could see her nipples and her breasts down. That's right. She got up and left and came back. She changed shirts. Somebody must have told her what we were looking at. Cinderella, my wife, she said Cinderella trying to take up for the lady. Cinderella was saying she probably the outfit that she got on. You see, Auntie know I'm talking about the whole bread. You see, Cinderella said it might have fit her before she came out, and then when she came here, it just got a little loose and her breath was showing. I said, no, because I said a woman knows, and I said just like you, Cinderella, a woman knows that before she leave out the house, what a woman gonna do? A woman gonna stand in front of the mirror. For those that put on makeup, they gonna, you know how y'all put on the makeup, you know how y'all do that stuff. And this is what y'all do. You stand in front of the mirror. That's right, check yourself out. You stand in front of the mirror and you look at the front. If I'm lying, I'm flying, and I don't have no wings. Then you turn to the side. And some of you turn all the way back and look at your butt. And then you look at the mirror and look at your butt. You all know I'm telling the truth. But this lady, she knew that both of her boobs were showing and her nipples were showing. Pure nipples. Don't do that. It's not no turn off, sister. It's not no turn on. It's not no turn on. But I witnessed it. And Auntie, I said it. And she know it because I was there. But anyway, back to the story. Sisters, how you dress, men that are about business, men look at how you dress. When men look at how you dress, they get a picture in their mind how you are. Even if you don't supposed to be what you are, what men think. Then I have said this before. I have told you all this before. You familiar with Dave Chappelle? I have told you, some of you all this, and this is the first time some of you all have heard this. Dave Chappelle, you all familiar with a comedian. Dave Chappelle, and I'm going to condense this and paraphrase it. Dave Chappelle said he was glad that he was married because one night he went to a bar something with his boys. He said this lady came in and how she was dressed. She walked by him. And Dave Chappelle said, hey, ho. And he said the lady turned around and say, why you call me a hoe? I ain't no hoe. Then he said, well, you dressing like a hoe. And then she said, just because I dress this way, that don't mean I'm a hoe. And then Dave said, if I came in here with a police uniform on, you will assume that I'm a police officer. So you all see my point, what Dave Chappelle said. Your dress, my sister, it tells a man something about you. Also, it could be the reverse way around. Sister, how you dress tell a man a lot about you. If you're going to dress, and some of you sisters, that's how it happens. Let me tell you, some of you sisters that dress respectable, guess what? I applaud you. And it's a good thing that you dress respectable because when men come talk to you, a lot of times men talk to you based on how you dress. Did you not know that? Based on their assumption in their head, that's how they talk to you. If a man come talking to you, and you're going to also have an aura about you. You're going to have an aura. So when a man come talking to you based on how you dress, before you say anything, he got this script how he going to dress you. The worst thing a man could do when he walk up to you, sister, and say, that butt sure look good in those jeans. I sure like those thighs. Ooh, those breasts. I don't mind touching on the old breasts. You know, that's how that show a lack of respect. So how you dress, you can dress how you want to, sister. But a man that want to take you places, and this man got perfect, because this man thinking about, especially if this man got a relationship with God, this man thinking about his relationship with God, he think about you representing him. He thinking about possibly taking you around his family, his friends. Now, he don't want to take you around his family. He don't want to take your friend, and he's definitely finna take you to worship service. What he more than likely would do will reduce you to someone that he want to visit at 12, 1, and 2 in the morning, in the darkness, taking you way out of town to see you. Somebody else can't see you. That's how some of you sisters present yourself. I'm just trying to help you. Another reason why some women play hard to get is she trying to figure out where you coming from. That's why some of them appear like they playing, but they trying to figure out where you coming from. Because some women, brother, they have went through so many games with some guys. They have heard everything under the sun. They have heard everything. By the way, let me all tell you something. When I was in college, there was this, you all remember when it used to be a lot of house parties a long time ago? It used to be a lot of house parties, right? I went to this house party, and there was this woman there. She was bad. She was bad. You remember that song by Carl or something? He sung this song, Bad Mama Jamma. This sister was a bad Mama Jamma. Or have y'all remember that song by Lionel Richie, Brick House? This woman was a brick house, okay? For some of you old school, you all know what I'm talking about. So I went to this house party. And there was this one particular senorita. She was there, right? So all these guys was on her. And I was just watching this. I was observing, I was doing observation and stuff. All these guys, wherever she moved, these guys on her. They was real thirsty, right? They were real thirsty, okay? She was an attractive woman in all ways. So I was there. I was drinking during that time, my brother and sister, I was drinking, I think you pronounce it Tequila Sunrise. I had on my, that was during the time, I had on my Miami Vice outfit. What do I mean by Miami? I had on a white shirt, white pants. You all know how Dawn Johnson used to dress. Yeah, I was Miami Vice that night. I had on all my white, and I was drinking. I was cool up there by the bar, drinking my Tequila Sunrise. This senorita, she came up. Remember I say, eye contact, warm smile, sense of humor. Okay. So she came up there, and I looked into her eyes. She looked at me. I looked at her. She looked at me. I looked at her. And then I said, and she ordered some kind of drink. So when she would order some kind of drink, she would wait for the guy to fix her drink, right? So as he was fixing her drink, I took the opportunity to talk to her briefly. So I made a funny face at her. Yeah, the Miami Vice. Yes, Sister Connie. So I took the opportunity to talk to the young senorita. I said something like, This is a nice party. Remember, environmental, right? I said, this is a nice party. You enjoying yourself, sister? She said, yeah, I'm enjoying myself. I said, what's your name? And she told me her name. You all still want to know this sister name? I ain't gonna tell you. So she told me her name. And then she got her drink and stuff. Before she was kind of dragging because she wanted me to talk more to her. Your brother had swag during that time. So, and I'm not popping my collar, but pop. So I was talking to her, right? I was talking to her. So when I was talking to her, I was saying, those guys, they show on you, sister. I mean, what is it about you? I already knew she would try to say, what is it about you? I mean, it's a whole bunch of mosquitoes. They ain't bit you yet. And she started laughing, right? I was just telling little jokes. And she was just laughing. And then she said, what's your name? I said, Tony. No, I didn't say I did. I went Jane Bond on you all. I said, Tuma. She said, Tuma. I ain't never heard that name before. I said, Tuma. Tony Tuma. Y'all remember how Jane Bond used to call his name? He used to say, Bond, Jane Bond. You all see how I could jump out of chaos? I did the Victor Numa one time, and then I did the Don Johnson, half Don Johnson, and then I did the Jane Bond. I did the Don Johnson and the Victor Newman at the same time. Look at Auntie said old school player. That's right. I was a player, Auntie. Don't tell your niece I was a player. So anyway, I was a player, baby. But anyway, I was talking to this young senorita, and before she left, she said, "What's your name?" I said, Tuma, Tony Tuma. And then she said, "You so funny." I said, "I am." And I said, "You know what?" I said, "You know what, sister?" I said, "I like you." She said, "You like me? You don't even know me." I said, "Well, I like our brief conversation." And this what your brother did then. Your brother Tony did this, y'all. I said, when you finish playing with them, if you have time, come talk to me if you want your intellect stimulated. And she started laughing. Right? She said, "My intellect stimulated?" I said, "Yeah." I got real serious on then. One of my eyebrows went up. I said, "If you want a serious conversation," I stopped playing, then I got real serious. I said, "You want a serious conversation? Come back here. I'll be here, and go ahead and play. Go ahead and play with them. Go ahead and play." So she went. She went, right? And I was still there in my Don Johnson suit. Give me another sunrise, bro. He gave me another sunrise. I'm doing like this. The next thing I know, guess who came up? That's right. She came back and she sat down. And I did like this. You tired of playing? I thought they were playing. And get what those other brothers were doing, sisters and brothers. They were just looking like, what he got, what I ain't got. You see, they were sweating her. They were sweating her. I didn't sweat her. I didn't make it appear like I was desperate. As a matter of fact, I wasn't desperate because at that particular time, I thought I had options. So I wasn't going to, as a matter of fact, I'm not bragging on myself or nothing, my brothers, but there are not one woman on this earth that could say Tony M. Tuma ran after them. 100 them down. No, I never ran after no woman. Never. Some of you saying, wait, will you run after Cinderella? Nope. If Cinderella decided to leave, now if I did something stupid, I would do it. But if Cinderella decided to leave me on her own accord, I'm not going to run after her. Will I miss her? Yeah, I miss her. Because we've been together for a minute. You know what I mean? But as far as running after a woman, that's not in my DNA. But back to the story. My aunt used to have that sister Flo. So she came and talked to me, and the guy, they were just looking. You know why they were looking? Because they approached her the wrong way. They didn't try to establish eye contact. They did not smile at her. How they were looking at her like she was a piece of meat. That's how she was feeling. Like they would just want a piece of meat. They just want to see what she had, not who she was. So after that, we talked and we kicked it for a little while. You know what I mean? But hey, it came to an end, but she was a cool sister. She looked good. She was a cool sister. That's another reason why some women play hard to get, brother, because they know that you thirsty. And then they try to figure out where you coming from. Some of you, brother, make it obvious how you be looking at these women and how you be licking your lip and how you be telling them how fine they are. Women, real women, they already know that they fine. They already know that they fine. Can you, brother, say something else besides you look, I like your butt. I like how the old jeans fit you. I like that. No. You don't do that. If the woman look attractive and stuff, just tell the woman, hey, you look very nice. You ain't got to get into all that thirsty stuff. Just tell the woman she look nice and get on with her. Another reason why women play hard to get is this. It's a test. She might be interested in you. Let's say, for example, you're doing all the calling and all the texting, and she don't call you or she don't text you, okay? Now this is something what you could really, if they playing a game with you, I'm not advocating playing no game, but sometimes if you really want to know something, bro, you got to really know. If you're doing all the lead work, you're doing all the calling and texting. Now she will pick up your call and she will respond to your text. But if you find yourself doing all of this, you're gonna have to pull back. You got to pull back. Once you pull back, if she really interested in you, she gonna be wondering. She might let day one go by cause you done got her conditioned, right? You done got her conditioned to your early phone calls or text in the morning, hey, good morning, how you doing throughout the day, and you call and all that kind of stuff. She got conditioned. But if she not giving it back to you, you got to pull back. You see, is she really playing a game? What do I mean? You're going to have to stop calling her. You're going to have to stop texting her. Look what Sister Michelle said, don't lick those COVID blister, yeah, biscuit lips at me, yeah. But anyway, you're going to have to pull back. If she were playing a game with you, she's going to be thinking, he normally call me. He normally text me. Why? Is she interested in you? She's going to call you or text you or both. You understand? Sometimes they want to play games, brother. You might have to play a game. I'm not endorsing a game, but sometimes you might have to do the game back with her just to see where she's staying. And then it comes down to this. When it comes to how a man should approach a real woman, brother, you got to be direct and tell this woman your position. Go ahead and tell the woman your position, where you coming from. And once you tell this woman your position and where you coming from, you got to demand in a soft way, because remember, you don't talk to no woman like a man. You demand in a soft, serious way her intention. You got to be point blank and see what her intentions are, because you got to get to a point, brother, that you don't want to waste your time no more, and you don't want to waste her time. Understand? And now it comes to the final part, rejection. Brothers, some of you guys have to learn how to accept rejection. You got to understand that sometime, brother, you're going to be rejected. It's just a fact. All women aren't going to like you, brothers. All women aren't going to like you. Or you just, it's not that woman's type. You got to understand that, brother. So some of you brothers, you got to understand this. I'm going to give you another situation. In my club days, okay? In my club days, let me tell you this. I experienced rejection, but it wasn't because I wanted to get in a relationship. But I'm going to tell you a thing about rejection, okay? I was at this club, and you all remember that song by the Gap Band called Burn Rubber. You all remember that song called Burn Rubber on Me, Charlene. And you all remember that song because at the club during that time, they used to wait till the dance floor get filled up, right? So when that song come on, you know how it first started like a motorcycle. Boom, 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 boom. Y'all remember that? Let me see what Sister Scott said. Great talk. I'm a widow, but I have never had any doubt about my relationship. He has a great respect for God. Amen, sister. So you all remember that song by the Gap Band, Burn Rubber. So they kept playing the motorcycle part, the intro, right? So that's to get people on the floor. Let me tell you something. Before that song came on, there was another song that was on, right? So check this out. I'm at this club, and there was this table. There were 5 senoritas there at this table, right? 5 senoritas, right? So I took this long walk. It seemed like a long, no, it wasn't really long. At that particular time, it wasn't long. So a song came on, and these 5 women, they was there, these 5 sisters, all of them were looking good. It was this one sister, though, that caught my eye. So I walked to the table, and you know how women be, they be sipping they stuff like this, and most, you know how they be trying to look cute. Bro, you know how some of these women try to look cute. Some of them had their fingers out like this, and they be talking to their girlfriend. Then their shoulder go up. And then they do stuff like this when they see men. But I went to this table. A song was on. And I walked to this table. And I said, do you mind? Do you want to dance? Now she up there doing like this, like, you know, like she was feeling music. The other women, they were feeling music too. They all doing like this. Yes, sisters and brothers, I was rejected. This what she said to me. Check this out, what she said to your brother. She looked at me, she said, she started smiling. I started smiling now. I said, would you like to dance? And she said, not right now. Can I get a rain check? I said, of course, you can get a rain check. Brothers and sisters, I felt so dejected. It's still bothering me now. It's still bothering me now. Where's Cinderella at? It's still bothering me now. But anyway, that was a long walk. This sister told me that she didn't want to dance. And I didn't take it personal, but it's kind of storm. You know why it's storm? Because I took that walk and she there with all these other women and she told me to take her, can she get a rain check? Okay, back to the song Burn Rubber by the Gap Band. Right after that song, Burn Rubber came on. And people were going to the dance floor, right? And some guys went to the table and they got it, and they asked her friends to dance. They got them dance. They didn't ask her to dance, right? So guess what this sister did, brothers and sisters? Let me tell you what this senorita did. She started looking around. She started looking around, excuse me. She started looking around. Then she looked back. She seen me up there, right? So you know what she did, right? She walked up there where I was at, right? And I was like cool like this, leaned up against a pole. And she came up to me and she said, I want to cash my rain check in. You want to dance now? You know what I did? I did. I must tell you, my brother and sister, I did this. I know this is going to surprise some of you all, but I must tell the truth. You know, I must tell the truth. So this is what I did. When she said, I want to cash my rain check in now, I said, give me a rain check. Give me a rain check. And she did like this. I said, yeah, that's right. Give me my, I'll give you a rain check. She seen how it felt for me to have that long walk. And now she had to walk to the table with her tail between her butt. And then years later, I was dating this chick, right? This other chick. So she said, I want to go to my girlfriend's wedding reception. That's what she said. I'm going to I'm telling you, I got this friend that just got married and I want you to go with me to her wedding reception. I said, wedding reception? Who is this? She said, she was describing the lady, right? And I didn't know who she was talking about. She was describing the lady. So I said, you ain't going to the wedding? She said, no, I'm just going to the wedding reception. You going with me or not? I said, okay, I'm down with it. So we went to the wedding reception. Guess who was getting married? This happened a few years later, right? This happened a few years later. That sister that gave me the rain check, and I gave her a rain check back. So when we got there, me and this other young lady, we got there, and she seen me coming in, and I seen her, and we looked at each other, and we started smiling, because I know what went through my mind, and I know what went through her mind, right? Yeah, the rain check. So the girl who I was with, she would call herself introducing her friend and all together, right? And so she said, this is my friend. And then the lady said, oh, that's Tony Toomer. I know him. I know him. Don't I know you, Tony? I said, yep, you know me. So that's what I'm saying. But it was a whole bunch of fun. But on the serious note, my brothers, What I'm talking about now is rejection. Sometimes, brothers, you might get rejected. Don't be, if you're a single man and there's a woman that's appealing, there's nothing wrong with you approaching a woman that's appealing. But keep in mind, there's a possibility that you're going to get rejected. Brother, when you get rejected, you got to take it. Don't call that woman names and stuff. Some of you brothers, when you get pissed off because the woman rejects you, you want to start calling the woman names and stuff. Why are you calling the woman names and stuff? She was good enough for you to approach, but now you want to, because you got butt hurt, your ego got hit, and now you want to start talking about the lady. Telling her something. You ain't all that and all that, but she was all that when you approached her. So, brother, you got to understand, there's a possibility that you're going to get rejected. But if you get rejected, brother, if you get rejected, just take it like, okay, well, thank you anyway. And I told you, when it comes, some of the things that I told you about eye contact and stuff, if you approach a woman and she ain't really giving you no eye contact and stuff, leave her alone. You don't know what's going on. She could be in a bad relationship. She might, at times, she don't want to be involved with no man. She didn't even let you, she didn't even give you eye contact. If she see you coming and she looking other ways, don't do it. Don't do it. I'm telling you, brother, don't do it. Brother, if you ask a woman out, if you ask a woman out, and this is for someone that you know, if you ask a woman out and she say, no, I don't want to do it. Some of you think that she playing hard to get, but some of you don't get it in your head that sometimes women want to let you down easy instead of just point blank being nasty. Now there are some nasty women out there that don't want to have time for it, but majority of the women, those good women, real women, they want to let you down easy because they're not interested in you. So, brother, you got to get to the point where you could take rejection. Rejection, brothers and sisters, is a part of life. Speaking of rejection, Jesus know all about rejection. Jesus know all about rejection. Jesus stood alone. When Jesus went to that tribe by himself, everybody had left him. It between Jesus and his Father God. Jesus know what rejection felt like, because when Jesus was on the cross, God, his Father himself, had to leave his son. Because Jesus said, my God, why have thou forsaken me? Jesus know how it feels to be rejected. So, brothers, you got to understand this. There may be some time where you're going to get rejected and your name ain't Jesus. Sister, it's going to be some time when you get rejected. Speaking of rejection, let me tell you this, brother. You think it hurt you to get rejected. It hurt women when they get rejected. It hurt women badder when they get rejected. It's just something about that. Some of you all could get hurt, but women don't, Women, I'm going to tell you all this before I go. Because you all see, I'm giving you some pieces out of my life. That was this lady. Let me tell you all about this. That was this place where I used to work at many years ago. That was this lady. She was my supervisor. She had got breast reductions, right? She had breast reduction surgery. So when she had this breast reduction surgery, when she came back to work, one of my coworkers and I, we went into her office and we were just kind of asking her how she felt, right? How she was feeling. So she said, I'm doing good. Then this is what she said. She said, y'all want to see what happened? And then my coworker and I, we looked at each other. My coworker was another lady. We was in the lady office now. She said, y'all want to see? And then me and this other lady, we looked at each other. What she about to do? This lady, she unbuttoned her blouse and she took out one right in front of me, okay? She took out one in front of me. And the lady that was standing by me, we couldn't believe it. She lifted up her breast And she had, you know, when they have breast reduction surgery, it'd be this line up under the breast, right? So it was a line up under the breast, and she said that they cut it and then they took her nipple off and put it back there. You understand? They put it back there. Thank you, Sister Brown. They put it back there. So what happened? I seen the lady breast. She took her breast. I couldn't believe she took my breast out. Her breast out, right? So after that, some of the sisters and I, we would go to lunch together and stuff, right? So one day she came to me and said, Tony, you go to lunch with your coworkers. Why don't you take me to lunch sometime? Now she my supervisor, right? And she wasn't that attracted anyway. She wasn't that attracted. So anyway, I said, well, maybe sometime, you know. But I kept putting it off. I kept putting it off. So when I kept putting it off, she got pissed off. And when she got pissed off, because I wouldn't take her out, she thought just because she showed me her breast, and I had seen breast before, her breast wasn't the only one that I had seen. She just happened to have a breast. So she got pissed off at me. And there was a whole bunch of mess behind that. It was a whole bunch of mess. But my point is, women, they get pissed off when they get rejected too. They get pissed off. Women, sometimes they get pissed off to the point like they want to and I have been through relationships like that before, my brother and sister, where I have dealt with some women where they just get pissed off. And there's one more thing that I'm going to tell you all about before I leave. There was this one chick. Some of y'all saying, dog, how many women you had? Woo! I told you. I was out there. But anyway, that before the Lord shined in my life. You all hear though? You all hear see that light coming down from heaven? Oh, you all hear that? That before that happened. Okay. But anyway, that was the chick. And some of you know that I have been divorced before, right? I have been divorced before. But this particular wife that I was married to, and we ain't talking about Cinderella. This woman that I was married to, we were going through a divorce. When we were going through a divorce, and I know some of you all say, you're a hypocrite. I'm not a hypocrite. Let me tell you something. We were going through a divorce. We had actually signed the papers. I told the lady, my wife and I have signed the papers. Look at Auntie said, that's right, play in front of him later. I told the lady, I said, my wife and I, we just signed the divorce paper, but it's not, you know, it haven't went all the way through because we haven't received nothing. Okay. I was dating the lady for a little while, right? But what the lady said, she said, hey, Mia, how you doing? Sexual harassment. How you doing, Mia Boatwright? You all, this is my little sister right here, Mia Boatwright. I love this young lady right here. Where you at now, Mia? You're in Texas. Where you at? But anyway, this young lady, she said, if you and your wife decide to part ways, let me know. I said, okay. So this lady and I, we started dating. And she was crazy. But my wife and I, we decided to reconcile, right? So I told my wife at that particular time, I said, look, I was seeing this other lady. I said, whatever you were doing, you could tell me or you don't, but you ain't got to do nothing. Okay, Mia in Austin, Texas. How you doing, Mia? So anyway, this lady, she said, my wife during that time, she said, okay, if you want to get back together, you got to end your relationship with that lady. I said, okay. I went to the lady's house. And remember, keep in mind, she said, you and your wife get back together, let me know. So I went around the lady's house and I said, I need to talk to you. And she said, what about? I said, remember when you told me if my wife and I decide to get back together, let you know. And I said, I'm here to let you know because I don't want you to hear from nobody else that my wife and I got back together. So she said this. This lady told me this, brother and sister. She said, this relationship is not over until I say it's over. That's what she told me. this relationship, I said, what? She said, this relationship is not over until I say it's over. I thought she was playing. Nope. This lady wasn't playing. It took me a whole year to get situation with that lady over with. So what am I saying? This is another example of how some women feel when they get rejected, okay? She felt rejected. So when she felt rejected, she wanted to retaliate. That's what some women do. On this broadcast, I don't throw men up on the bus. I don't throw women on the bus. I talk fact from both men and women. So I don't side with no men. I don't side with no women. But I give you some of my life experience, my brother and sister, because I want you to know that at one time in my life, I'm not who I am today. I did some young, stupid stuff during my lifetime, okay? I made errors along the way. Yeah, Auntie says a thin line between love and hate, and I experienced that thin line between love and hate. You all get entertained with the movie of Fatal Attraction stuff. That's some real stuff. That's some real stuff. I'm telling you, my brother and sister, that's some real stuff. If you get involved with the wrong person, it's hard sometimes to pull away. I'm telling you, it's hard to pull away. But this young lady, she caused a whole bunch of problems. So she called herself. She did a whole bunch of stuff. And the final thing what she thought she was going to do is she was going to tell my wife that it was her and me together. You know what my wife told her during that time? I'm not talking about Cinderella for those of you coming in late. I'm talking about this other woman that was my life. She said, when she called my wife during that time, you know what my wife told her during that time? She said, why you didn't call me when y'all was dating? Why are you calling me now? Then my wife during that time, she said, you know what? He already told me about you. He already told me. So what you need to do, you need to get you a boyfriend or you need to get somebody else husband. Click. So she thought that by she telling my wife during that time what was going on, that I was going to do something. You see, what she didn't realize that we decided to reconcile so we were coming clean with one another. So when anything happened, which it did, we was aware of it. You understand what I'm saying? So, how should a man approach a real woman? Brother, when you approach a real woman, be straight to the point. Don't approach women, plural. Be straight to the point with a woman. When you approach a woman, brother, have yourself together. Have yourself together, just like God had Adam together. He had Boaz together, those two. Adam had everything before Eve came. Boaz had everything before Ruth came. Brother, have everything together. First of all, have your relationship with God first and foremost. That's the first thing you need to take care of. Have somewhere to stay. Have some way to provide for yourself. So when a woman come in, you can provide for her, and if you have children, and to protect her, and you supposed to love this woman to the point that you give your life up for her, just like Jesus gave up his life for the church. That's, brother, that's how your mind's supposed to be. I love this woman to the point where I'm willing to lay my life down. Brother, if you don't love your woman to the point that you want to lay your life down for her, don't even bother. Leave her where she at. That's why some good women out there, they have ran to some acid type of men, and you done messed them up, so they got all these high walls, and then there are some legitimate brothers out there that really could treat these women good, and then they have to come behind all that mess, and they really want this lady, but she got up all these walls. Because some of you brothers, you misused the woman, you gaslighted the woman with a whole bunch of lies, and the only thing you want to do, you just want to get that woman on her back, and that's it. That's all you want to do. So when you got on her back, that was it. And she thought, because we do make errors, she thought that if I give him my body, we would have a relationship. But she was wrong. She was wrong. Now she hurt. And now she got negative feeling toward men in general. Based on how some of you brothers have did some of this stuff to women. Some of you brothers, some of you black, I'm breaking it down to our demographic. Some of you black brothers, there's a whole bunch of you black brothers out there. You have problem with black women. You have a problem with black women. You want to lift up other races. Let me tell you this. Now, I have dated women of other races, okay? Let me be clear. I have dated women of other races, okay? But now I'm talking about black women. Now, some of you saying, well, why you dated women of other races? Because I wanted to. I did. I wanted to. My preference is black women, but I did it when I was younger. Okay? Now, some of you brothers that want to talk about black women, some of you brothers, you be saying that there's no good black women, right? There's a lot of good black women. But what happened to some of you brothers, you got into a relationship, like I have said before. Some of you brothers, you think by buying women stuff, you buying love. That you can't buy love. You can't buy love. That's why a lot of you brothers, you got butt hurt because she took advantage of it, because you showed her all that money and stuff, or what you can do, because you thought you could buy a fish. You can't buy a woman. You can't buy a woman's heart. That was some of you brothers. And then you go around preaching the gospel about don't deal with women. Go monk. Don't deal with women. They ain't no good. But you see what you don't do, some of you brothers, you don't, when you say that no women aren't good, you forget this. You came from a woman. You came from your mama. More than like she was a black woman. But you saying that the woman is no good. You got a daughter out there. You like your daughter. But you say that no women are good. You got a sister. But you said black women ain't good. How can you eliminate your mama? How can you eliminate your daughter? Excuse me. And how can you eliminate your sister and all these black women, and you saying other black women ain't good? You can't have it both ways. And then there's some men out there that call themselves high-value men. These high-value men. Some of you brothers that call yourself high-value men, you be talking about you have to have X amount of income and all that kind of crap. Don't you know that Jesus made a point? Jesus said, and I'm paraphrasing this, that a man's life does not consist of those things that he owns. The only thing a man have is his soul. Jesus said, what would a man exchange for his soul? So, sister, there are some men out there that preaching the gospel about high-value men. A certain type of income, a certain type of lifestyle, and that's what they preaching. It's some brothers that doing that. There are some brothers that want a woman to be servant, like had a slave mentality, and walk around kissing a black man butt. Sister, don't never reduce yourself to kissing a man's butt. Also, brother, don't reduce yourself to kissing a woman's butt. So, when it comes to some of you brothers, when you want to talk about black women this, black women that, you got a problem. When you came from a black woman, even if you don't have a sister or you don't have no girl child, you came from a black woman. So how can you say black women don't no good? If you said black women ain't good, you talking about your mom too. That's right, I say your mom, not your mother. You talk about your mom too. I hope, my brothers and my sisters, that you enjoyed this program. But brother, when it comes to approaching a real woman, you approach a real woman, you don't want to waste that woman's time. You go directly to that woman after you get past the eye contact, the smile, the warm smile, and you talk to this woman. Give this woman opportunity, whether or not she want to roll with you, okay? But be straight to the point with it. Don't leave the woman hanging. Tell the woman what you're looking for. Tell that woman what direction you're going so she can make a decision whether or not she want to hang with you. Brother, just go ahead, if you just want to lay with the woman, just go ahead and say, I just want to lay with you. Just go ahead and tell her. Say, I want to just lay with you. Stop playing these games with her. Go ahead and tell her, because most of them know what you want anyway. Just go ahead. Stop playing games with her. Go ahead. Hopefully you sisters don't go for that. But go ahead and be straight to the point. Go ahead and do it. You don't know what a real woman is. All men don't know what a real woman is. A real woman, brother, you have to approach a real woman from a real standpoint. And sister, the man that'll be the realest to you, listen to me before I go. The man that is the realest to you is a man that's following the Lord Jesus Christ. If this man is not following Jesus Christ, he is more likely a counterfeit. Is he going to be perfect? No. Can he be right for you? Yes. You understand? He could be right for you, but he's not perfect. Sister, you got to understand this. The man needs to have a relationship with Jesus. If he don't have a relationship, he could present to you the world goods. Just like Satan offered the Lord the world. When Jesus was going through his temptations in the wilderness, he offered the Lord the world. He said, if you just bow down and worship me. That's what he told the Lord Jesus. What did Jesus say? He just served the Lord thy God. That's the only one that he's going to serve. You understand? So, sister, if this man is not following the Lord Jesus, you're wasting your time. Yes, he could get you in a house. Yes, he could fly you to exotic place. Yes, he could do this. Yes, he could do that. But all that. But you know what, sister? If you end up with the wrong man, he give you the world. You still going to have this hunger in you. You're going to have this hunger in you that only God can fulfill. If this man have the Lord in him, he might be able to give you the word, but he's going to give you something else. He's going to give you leadership. Men of the world don't give you leadership. Some of you sisters, the men give you the word, and some of you sisters, you the leader. You the man in the house. The man is not the man, you the man. And you're going to get tired of leading the man. You're going to get tired of it. Don't go for worldly men. Go for godly men. Go for godly men. He might not be wealthy. He might not be rich, but he might hold his own, and he might could protect, provide, and love you. Just like a rich man or a wealthy man can, but this man can sustain. You got that? I hope you did. I know. Guess what? I know I kept you all long tonight. I'm sorry I just had to get into this topic. How a man should approach a real woman. Approach her in a real way. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my sister, for being a part of the broadcast. I love you. I love you. I love you. You could have been doing something else with your life, okay? I love you. Remember that. I'm not here to hurt nobody. I'm here to tell the truth. I'm not here for people to like me. I'm here to spread love, my brothers, and love, my sisters. You all have a good night. Peace out.